Hey everyone, what's going on? This is Alex LaRosa. I am a certified financial planner and advisor with Bluebell Wealth Management. And I wanted to make a short video to start the year. I want to avoid the typical cliche New Year's resolution, better new year, new you type of video. But I did want to put something out that we put together with issues that you need to consider at the start of the year. Now, we did send something out for issues to consider at the end of the year. So we thought we'd tailor, and put this together for the new year. So I'm just going to run through a few of them. The full list I do have available. If you see this video, feel free to shoot me an email. I'll put my contact information in the description, and I can send you this full checklist of issues to consider. So let's get started. So the first thing is, do you need to assess the progress you made towards the goals last year, right? So let's look back at 2021. What goals did you make, if any, right? Maybe it was to save an X amount in your retirement account. Maybe it was to buy a home. Maybe it was to fund an education account for your kid. Maybe it was to review your insurance plan. Maybe it was just to get started in general financial planning. Go back, assess those goals, see what where you accomplished what your shortcomings were, if any, and use that in the next one, which I have as what goals have you identified for this year. So now the 2021 is over, 2022 is starting. Let's look at the goals you want to accomplish this year, right? Maybe again, like I said, this year you want to buy a home. Maybe you want to make X amount of money. Maybe you want to save X amount of money. Maybe you want to start financial planning. Maybe you want to learn more about investments. Whatever it is, write them out and use them to track your progress throughout the year. All right. So the next one is dealing with cash flow. So do you expect your household income and/or expenses to change materially this year? Maybe you got a big raise at the end of the year, so congratulations. Maybe you're like me, and I had a kid at the end of 2021, so now I have to review my expenses are going to change. So now I need to review how that's going to affect me on a month-to-month, year-to-year basis. Do you need to review the employee benefits to ensure that you are taking advantage of what your employer offers? The biggest one I see here is people not contributing enough to their 401ks to get the match. That's free money, right? So find out what your employer matches and figure out how much you need to put away to get that full match. Up to, of course, the maximum. Remember that the maximum did change from $19,500 to $20,500 for 2022. Another big one I see is HSA accounts. If your employer offers the HSA account, that is one of my favorite accounts. It's the triple tax treatment. You get tax deferral, tax-free growth, and tax-free withdrawals if you use it for any kind of healthcare related expenses. And if you don't, it just becomes another IRA. So it's a great savings vehicle. Are you able to contribute to an IRA? Remember, IRAs have strict income limits on who can contribute and who can't. So review what your income is going to be for 2022. Look at the tables and figure out if you are going to be able to contribute. Do you need to adjust or replenish your emergency fund? Remember, the rule of thumb here is to have anywhere between 3 and 6 months expenses, non-discretionary expenses saved up. If you had to use some towards the end of the year, I know we all, Christmas, the holidays, spending, maybe we need to replenish that back up before we start saving in other accounts. Do you need to review your investment risk tolerance, right? The last few years, the last two particularly have been really great for the stock market, right? A lot of analysts obviously are saying, that could not be the case for the next few years. Just review how your accounts are invested, what your risk tolerance is. Are you able to deal with a market pullback if there is one, and make adjustments where necessary? You need to review your asset allocation across accounts in your portfolio. So this has to do with tax efficient and not tax efficient investments, right? So if you have a taxable account, you have some investments in there that are spitting off short-term income, short-term capital gains, anything like that. You might want to consider putting them in a tax deferred account, in an IRA, a 401k, anything where you're not going to be paying tax on that, because short-term gains will be taxed as income. And make sure that you're holding these tax efficient investments inside your taxable brokerage accounts. Did you fail to make an IRA contribution for the prior year but would like to do so? Remember, you have until tax day this year, I believe it's April 15th, to make 2021's IRA contribution. So go back, look at if your income made you qualify, and you can still make last year's contribution if you didn't. Do you need to review your life insurance coverage? Again, this, using myself as an example, had a kid in 2021. Now I have a beneficiary, I have a dependent. I had to go back and review my life insurance coverage to make sure, if something were to happen to me, is my income going to be replaced for the necessary amount of time. Remember, insurance is an important part of the financial planning process. It protects against loss of income for an unexpected, early decease. Make sure you review that with, an independent broker of some kind who can give you, a fair assumption of what you need. That's all I really have. Again, just want to keep it short today. If you want to see the whole list, I'd be happy to send it to you. Just shoot me an email. I'll leave it in the description below, and have a great and healthy 2022. Thanks, everyone.